The embassy is an entry gate into one's country.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most impressively constructed embassies around the world that house U.S. diplomats.
This is one of the shining examples of how America used architecture to create and convey a sense of openness and diplomacy.
Number 10, Beijing, China. The United States technically holds 2 embassies in China, a 10-acre official building in mainland Beijing, as well as the American Institute in Taiwan.
For the first time, the Nehu site brings together all the AIT's Taipei offices, from its consular office to its American center.
The latter is an embassy in all but name, a diplomatic designation made necessary by China's complex political landscape and tense cross-strait relations. Meanwhile, the building in Beijing is one that's beautifully constructed, an opulent design that balances both form and function. The embassy houses more than 20 agencies and employs a total of 700 people. In 2012, it gained attention for sheltering one Chen Guangcheng, a Chinese social activist and dissident who eventually moved to the U.S. and became an American citizen.
Now in New York, Chen says that he wants to continue his campaign to fight injustices in China, but not before taking a break.
Number 9, London, United Kingdom. The once bitter fight for U.S. independence from England is now a distant memory, considering the strong allied relationship both countries currently enjoy.
It is a high-tech, high-security fortress in London. At $1 billion, the new U.S. Embassy in the U.K. is the most expensive ever.
U.S. diplomatic ties with the U.K. actually stretch all the way back to the 1700s. But today's embassy, a sprawling 11.8-acre complex in Nine Elms, London, stands as a modern symbol of that relationship.
1,000 embassy staffers will be accommodated in a safe and open environment. The sale of the old embassy at another property paid for the new one.
The building, which was formally opened in January 2018, overlooks the River Thames and is considered a modernistic classic structure. Although open to the public, the embassy has faced security closures in the past following major threats and attacks, including those on September 11th.
The state-of-the-art embassy is now open for business. A fortress in the center of London. Designed to withstand terror attacks from truck bombs to chemical weapons.
Number 8, Brasilia, Brazil. The relationship between the United States and Brazil has, generally speaking, been smooth and prosperous. Perhaps this explains why the U.S. was the first foreign nation to establish an embassy in its newly created capital city, Brasilia, in 1960. That embassy now stands upon 12 acres of ground, although it took quite a while to get it fully operational as a political home base. In fact, it wasn't until the 1970s that the Brasilia embassy was fully constructed. Today, it serves as both a diplomatic hub and a safe haven for Americans seeking to work and live in Brazil. Number 7. Yerevan, Armenia. The U.S. has had a consular and humanitarian presence within the region surrounding Yerevan, Armenia in one form or another since 1896. The consulate at that time was located in an area that's now considered part of Turkey. It wasn't until the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991 that former U.S. President George H.W. Bush officially acknowledged Armenia's sovereignty, though. This solidified prior recognition that took place in the aftermath of Armenia's initial secession back in 1920. Today, the embassy that stands in Yerevan sprawls across 22 acres of land, with its staff working to expand democratic policies and social programs to increase the quality of life for Armenians. Number 6. Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The United States' embassy within Saudi Arabia wasn't always situated in its current location in the city of Riyadh.
We are embarking on a very exciting stage in our bilateral relationship. As a mission, we are strengthening and updating, and I would say upgrading, our diplomatic platform.
The new building sits on 26 acres of land, replacing the former U.S. embassy in Jeddah. There isn't much of an open-door policy here compared to other United States embassies, since the building in Riyadh was constructed to promote foot traffic over vehicles.
The new embassy here in Riyadh will be the crown jewel of U.S. government investment in Saudi Arabia.
This decision was made to prioritize security, making access to the building safer and more controlled. On the flip side, the bustling shopping district that is located adjacent to the embassy serves as a welcome distraction for those walking in and around the area.
When Saudis walk in, I want them to see something different, see some of America, but I also want them to feel comfortable.
Number 5. New Delhi, India. The Chanakaripuri neighborhood is a posh enclave in India that houses multiple foreign embassies, including one shared by both the United States and the Kingdom of Bhutan.
Visitors are always amazed when they walk through that entranceway and suddenly you see the fountain, the grandeur of the Chancery building itself, to walk up those steps and to look at the seal of the United States of America. Sometimes sends chills up your back and you realize what a special place it is.
This is a 28-acre hub that was built with opulence and elegance in mind. But beyond its grand design, the embassy has been the subject of some controversy in the past, as it was the site of a shocking sexual assault case in 2020. The incident occurred within staff quarters designated for cleaning and housekeeping personnel. That said, the United States also retains consulates in other areas of India, including Mumbai and Hyderabad.
We need new space to do our job, to connect India and the United States together.
Number 4. Ottawa, Canada. The building that currently houses the United States Embassy to Canada has existed in Ottawa's Sussex Drive since 1999.
Open in 1999, this single 138,000 square foot complex replaced our previous building on Wellington Street and almost a dozen other locations.
Before that, the U.S. diplomatic presence was situated on Parliament Hill. But the move to this 30-acre structure in Sussex Drive brought improved security measures for those working in the embassy.
The atrium and center dome, faceted in polished stainless steel, provides light and circulation to the interior and creates a strong and fascinating focal point.
It appears not everyone was thrilled with this move, though, since it faced complaints from residents that the building blocked the city's historic market square. Congestion and safety concerns were also among the talking points associated with the current location, with some maintaining that a new site should potentially be considered.
The U.S. Embassy in Ottawa, our main diplomatic mission in Canada, is the place where we carry out the day-to-day activities that make up the U.S.-Canada relationship.
Number 3. Islamabad, Pakistan. Most foreign embassies tend to be clustered in each nation's capital city. This is why the United States Embassy to Pakistan, which was initially located in the former capital of Karachi, was moved to its current location in Islamabad in 1960. Today, it stands as one of the largest U.S. embassies in the world, having undergone multiple renovations over the years. The latest upgrade, which was completed in 2015, came at a hefty price tag of over $700 million. The Chancery building in Islamabad is also notable for retaining one of the largest staff rosters of any U.S. embassy, with around 2,500 employees. Number 2. Beirut, Lebanon. As earlier mentioned, local opposition to U.S. embassies in the region often results in tension and controversy, especially when it involves major building construction. This is where the epic 43-acre U.S. embassy in Beirut comes in. Following 2 bombings of U.S. diplomatic buildings in the 1980s, a decision was made to erect a fortified and more secure complex. Construction began in 2017 at a staggering cost of $1 billion. However, considering the relatively small population of Lebanon and the financial crisis in the country, the announcement of this expensive project was met with significant pushback. Regardless, it remains under construction and is set to be the second largest U.S. embassy in the world. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into Settings and switch on your notifications. Number 1. Baghdad, Iraq. $750 million. That is what it cost to build a new 104-acre embassy for the United States in Baghdad, Iraq back in 2009. Over 16,000 employees worked there in 2012, although the embassy did work to downsize that number significantly, bringing the staff count to 349 by 2020. Given the persistent U.S. military presence within the region of Iraq, the embassy in Baghdad has become a frequent target for counteroffensives, including attacks in 2019 and 2020. This complex relationship between the two countries is sadly nothing new, as former regional embassies were commissioned and downgraded for decades before this one even existed. Would you ever want to work at an embassy? Let us know in the comments.
Bounded by the York Steps and the Connaught Building to the south, and the Peacekeeping Monument and National Gallery to the north, the embassy's design is purposely conservative and modest.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.